first I talked to the designer of the show, and she or he will give me sketches like this. This is for fences, and so I talk a lot with the designer, communicate with him or her a lot after they've done the designs, and then what we do is we go through our stock, our costume stock, to see how much of this we can actually pull from our stock, and then if we can't find anything, like say we can't find a red dress, then we'll make it. So we'll go buy fabrics, and then Catherine will take over from there.
And from those sketches, I draft a pattern, and
beautiful.
For instance, I'm doing this one right now, and and this particular actress, who's Rose in Fences in the play, will have a number of different dresses with different apron options. And so I draft the pattern. We have an initial fitting, so the garment isn't complete. We can still change hem length or fit something a little bit more or look at it again. Sometimes if we don't have the fabric, then we would go into a mock-up, and it's just muslin that comes from our wall. But this is great because now we can go right into the fabric and finish. So it's a debatable thing, what is the best approach to do. We'll have her back for a final fitting with the designer, and she'll choose the things like buttons and closures. We know that this is quick change. She's a lot of costumes, so we won't do functioning buttonholes. We'll probably do buttonholes, but they won't be cut open, and we'll snap the garment underneath, so into the next.
So that would be a big concern, how quickly they need to change outfits?
Absolutely. We always have to think of that. Even if we use clothing that is bought or whatever, we have to think about its strength, because, you know, clothes that come from stores, etc., aren't stage ready. We have to look at the seams. We have to assess how they go on and off. And while they're not worn as much as you would think somebody will wear a day dress for, they're on and off a million times, and they're washed more than other things, and they have extremities like lights and all kinds of things that stress fabric more than everyday wear does. So there's a lot of thought that goes into the changes, and whether she'll have somebody to help her with those changes, or whether she or he will have to do them on their own where they occur, all that kind of thing. But I am a cutter, and I kind of interpret the design. Each show has a designer. Everything is a challenge, and what I love about theater is the variety, because it's really interesting. I love period clothing, like I love you know, Victorian clothing. I love fantasy. I like creating goblins and things like that. But it's also a real challenge to do something that's like a 50s show, and you're supporting the economic situation of the actor and the show. So I like the variety, I can't say. And the show that I'm working on is always my most favorite.
Okay.
And then it switches, you know.
Makes you decide whether or not to keep something for use later?
Well, first of all, how good it still is, how solid the construction still is, and also, is it unique? Did we make it? If we made it, we know that it's probably going to last more than one show because it's better construction. And it's just kind of a combination of things that we feel we can use again. And Lisa and I have been around a long time, so we sort of have a feel of, well, yes, we've used this before, and so we can see it having a future. Something that has seen better days and had rough wear, well, there's no sense in keeping it. The Michael Jackson jackets there that were in Dance Legends, they're a big example of that. because we also get donations. And the black jacket on the end was actually a donated woman's evening jacket that we repurposed and remade and made as one of Michael Jackson's jackets. And then the silver one on the end here, before we over-appliqued and embroidered it, was a silver jacket in another show, and we repurposed it. And the middle was like a military that we had to add a lot of decoration. So all three of those jackets, the basis of them came from stock, and then they were reworked to serve for the next show. The coat of many colors that's up there, that coat was all, except for the large amounts of silk in it, every piece, of which there are over, I don't know, 1,200 or something, what came from our little boxes of scraps up there. And so that coat not only told the story in the show, but it also told kind of our history.